day's a day, a bad luck's always a coming my way.
For today's group adventure, we find ourselves in Birmingham, England. Some would call this place the birthplace of metal. When it comes to music history, England has a lot of it. Everything from David Bowie to the Rolling Stones. Liverpool has the Beatles, but Birmingham has Black Sabbath. In fact, Ozzy was born here. Because it's a rainy day here in Birmingham, it really does feel like the perfect day for a Black Sabbath and Ozzy video. I mean, come on, look at this church. You guys see the bat wings? Well, it looks like bat wings, but just the lines of the door. Now, before we go down to Birmingham City Center in search of Black Sabbath and Ozzy locations that Birmingham's known for, there's a few things here on the church that we want to point out. And one of them is what, baby girl?
I've never seen gargoyles this low before, and I'm absolutely fascinated. We've been debating what type of animal it may be, and I don't think it's either of the ones I think. I think he's either a lion or a dragon, only because he's got these spikes on his spine. And for all I know, he's neither, but I love that they're down here really close where you can see them like in great detail. The one on the other side isn't identical either. You can't see his head, it's gone, but he doesn't have any spines along his back. You can see his ribs a bit more. But the fact that I can actually touch a gargoyle has probably made my day.
Now, at every window and every door of this church, there is some sort of gargoyle or face.
I love the faces.
Or animal. So we're gonna do a quick walk around this place, and it looks like the church has been closed for quite some time. There's chains on all the doors, and you can kind of peek through some of the holes. Can't really get the camera in there, but if we did, it looks like it's under renovation or it's being used for storage or something.
Do you know that the weirdest thing, I have dreams and I can be chased by herds of elephants and whatever, and I open the door, I'm in Lodge Road again. It's really weird.
Were you poor, or is that just...
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. Absolutely, we had nothing. We had hand to mouth. We're like, best up, first up, best fed, you know.
I guess the best place to start this video is technically at the beginning, and that brings us to 14 Lodge Drive, here in a town known as Aston, A-S-T-O-N. It's about a 10-minute drive from the Witten Cemetery, and it is here where Ozzy grew up. His childhood home is literally right behind me. I'm actually a little surprised that this road is rather quiet, because about a block away is a major road, like a road through the town center, and it's actually really busy. You can hear the cars. Now, right over here about the center of your screen, we're going to walk over to it. It's the white one. Is 14 Lodge Road. This is where Ozzy lived with his mom and his dad and his 5 brothers and sisters. Now, I find it interesting that it's a 2-story small place. He even said that it was small. And he jokingly said that some time ago, somebody actually bought this place and didn't turn it into like an Airbnb, I don't think. But they actually rented out the room, and it was something like $400 a night. And he was like, wait a second, they must have did some pretty heavy-duty renovations on the bathroom, because the place really wasn't that big and it's not even worth that much. But this is it, where Ozzy grew up. Quite a few years ago, Ozzy actually came back here to his childhood home, and I think it was for like a news station, because there's video of him standing right here talking about this place. And also in the video, he goes back to his elementary school where he says that the staff, the faculty, were the ones getting his autographs and the kids didn't know who the heck he was. Now, in this video, he points out something very, very interesting on the door frame, and we're wondering if it's still here.
You see here? I wrote that on the wall, Iron Void. See?
What's that stand for?
I was just thinking of band names. I thought Iron Void, that's a good name for a band.
So, you can kind of see it. Right here, there's a little carve in V-O-I-D, Iron Void. When asked what that stands for, he said he was thinking for band names, and it's kind of kismet, or if you think about it, Iron Man, Iron Void. So at such a young age. If I zoom in, maybe you can see it a little bit better. That's pretty cool. As a fan of not just Ozzy, but also Black Sabbath, standing here, this is really cool. I mean, this building right here, this door, I mean, just picture that. Now, sadly, there's no blue plaque or any kind of like heritage history marker here yet. Who knows, maybe someday, there might be something. But for now, it's just a small little stop, and we have plenty more to see. This is one of those places I never thought that I'd ever get to visit for some god-awful reason, but yet, here we are. The Black Sabbath Bridge and Bench in Birmingham. Our next stop has to be one of the coolest dedications to any rock band ever in the history of anything. And that is the Black Sabbath Bridge and Bench. On the left, we got Geezer, we have Ozzy, we have Tony, and we have Bill. And they got these little spots you can actually sit next to them. And they're not really signed, it's more just like a copy of it. But it says made in Birmingham, 1968. Here's a close-up of the band. That's really cool. Oh man, so the crosses on the necklaces, it looks like they're actually metal. And you got the canal behind. This is a really cool photo opportunity. Hey, look how cool this is. And this is actual metal right there. Very cool indeed. Beautiful spot for everything too. Got a knock on this. So it is like metal. You can see they got the Black Sabbath logo right here. Man, that's really cool. Now, baby girl, we have a little bit of a pickle. How are we both going to get in the shot? Well, they actually thought of that, because right over here, just above the little Black Sabbath logo that we were just showing you, there's a little thing here that says, take your Black Sabbath bench selfie, and they have a little QR code. It says, smile, you're on camera. That's right, we've installed a camera on the building across the bench with which you can take a bench selfie. That's really cool. So Jessica's already scanned the QR code and she's got us all queued up. So we're gonna take the picture and then show you what it looks like.
All right, so get ready. It's on a really big delay, so we'll be able to zoom in though.
Next on our list is a giant sculpture of a bull that is named after Ozzy Osbourne. That's right. His name is Ozzy, and he's right down there about the, I'd say just to the bottom right of your screen. Now, what I find very interesting, I remember seeing an interview with Ozzy where he mentioned how excited he was to come back to Birmingham, not to see the bench, not to see the bridge, but to see this bull named after him. And if I zoom in, I mean, you can see how massive it is. Jessica was just saying, it is a lot bigger than what we pictured. And of course, we're gonna go down there and get a closer look at it, but holy heckins. Ozzy the Bull is so massive. He's towering above me right now. Right now, I'm standing beneath his head, and you can see that it's backlit, so this is the best that we can do, but there is a sign here that says Ozzy the Bull. At 1/4 the hour, every hour from 8:15 a.m. to 20:15 p.m., he comes to life. So we're gonna hang out and see what he does. Up close, this is even cooler than I thought it was gonna be. It's all mechanical and man, it's massive. So aside from making some noises, it's pretty much exactly what we saw when we first walked up to him. That's cool, did you hear it? And something I didn't notice before, that if we walked back here, so his head, his eyes, and his mouth are pretty much the only thing on him that's moving. But if we come back here, his tail's moving too. I'm guessing Ozzy hasn't made it out here to visit the bull named after him in Birmingham. That guy right there. Because I'm sure if he did, there'd be pictures of it. But if you haven't and you're watching this, Ozzy, you gotta come out. It's really cool. Moving on with our little walking tour, the next stop is actually right across the street. So right about the center of your screen is an old pub known as The Crown. And what's fun about this, if I'm not mistaken, it opened in 1881. It's closed now, but it was like a rock place, like bands would go there and play. So much so, it's got ties to Led Zeppelin, UB40, for some reason they're very big over here, as well as this is the very first place that Black Sabbath played as Black Sabbath. Now the sad thing about this, like I said, it is closed, and an art society or an arts council or something like that wanted to preserve it, wanted to save it, so they offered to buy it, and sadly that never happened, so it still remains closed to this day. Now if you're familiar with Liverpool and the Beatles, the Cavern Club there, this is kind of like Birmingham's Cavern Club, but with Black Sabbath. Really wish we can get inside this building. But walking up to the door is the next best thing. Look at this. Now that is cool. If you didn't know this about Jessica, she has a habit of hugging historical places. It's like a way of feeling the energy. Like the music history that happened behind these doors just blows my mind. Again, no blue plaque. Straight ahead is the train station that houses Ozzy the Bull. And then directly across the street, like we were just saying, is the Crown. It is massive. Can you imagine seeing a show here? I'm sure somebody watching this video right now has been inside the Crown back in its heyday. They should do something. At least the building is still standing. We'll give it that. Now here's a question for you. Was the Crown one of those places where the band would walk through the front door to set up, or would they go around towards the back door? So if the back door was where they would go to bring in all the equipment, I'm guessing these gates right here would try to peek through a little bit. So basically, if Birmingham is the birthplace of metal, the Crown is technically considered the cradle of metal. So come on, Birmingham, do something for Black Sabbath, like a blue plaque or something, right? From across the street, while we were filming The Crown, we saw this giant skull street art. Now this is fun because supposedly around this area there are some Black Sabbath street art. We're gonna try to find them. It's been some time since we saw the ones that we saw online with the pictures, so they may not even be here anymore. But just in case, we're gonna walk around, try to find things that are spooky. And a skull? Come on, spooky, Black Sabbath, spooky. So it looks like we found our first piece of wall art for Black Sabbath. We know of two, and oddly, we were not sure if this one was actually still here or not. It looks like it's getting ready to be painted over. We thought that it already was painted over, but we decided to walk all the way over here to check it out. And I'm glad we did, because this is really cool. And you know what? I think it even looks even more metal with the scaffolding up. That's good. I like it. I like it a lot. When it comes to the band Black Sabbath, there may not be any blue plaques around town just yet, but at least you can walk around and find things like this, larger than life. I think it's quite fitting. It looks like this piece may not be here that long, so we're going to take our time and just kind of look at the different sections of it. Like here with the skull, Black Sabbath. Here's a little bit more of a close-up of the four faces. And if you look just to the left of Ozzy's face, you see that little mural right there? Everywhere you look on this wall, there's something really cool to look at. Even the silver crosses on the wall kind of look real from afar, with the metal scaffolding as well as the braces going through the wall. I thought that they were actual crosses, but nope, they're just painted on there. All right, baby girl. One of two murals for Black Sabbath here in Birmingham. This one we thought wasn't here, it was, so chances are the other one should still be there. And who knows, we might find more. Well, we've been walking for quite some time and we still haven't found it. We're starting to think that it doesn't exist or it's no longer here. Oh my, look at the coloring of this one. You typically don't see that when it comes to graffiti, so technically street art. Jessica thinks this one kind of looks like her. I can see it. Oh yeah, 100%. I love having Jessica stand next to them so you can see how massive they are. Puts things into perspective. So we found our last Ozzy mural. It's around the corner. And before we show it, we had to stop and let you guys take in the Green Man. Look how massive that thing is. There's Jessica right there, and then the Green Man off to the right. I've never seen anything that big. So for the Ozzy mural, we have to walk around the building to the right. Did you see Ozzy when we walked by it? Oh yeah, right over here on the other side of Jessica, you see this, the flowers, they actually have eyeballs in the irises. Look at that. Now, it took us some time to find it, but if you want to know where it is, the exact spot, it is right next to the entrance to a coffee shop called Auto Brew. And his mural over here is he's pouring a cup of tea. And of course, because it's Ozzy Osbourne, notice something different about the tea kettle? It's a snake. Oh, that's perfect. As far as I know, these are the only two wall murals here in Birmingham that depict Ozzy or Black Sabbath. And we're cool with that. I'm sure there's others. Somebody's going to say, oh, wait a second, you missed this, you missed that. You always miss something. It's almost impossible to get everything. But the fact that we are here making this pilgrimage is cool. And of course, you guessed it, Jessica had to hug the wall. Or are you hugging the teapot?
The teapot.
The teapot? You're hugging the teapot? All right. Oh yeah, one more thing before we leave Birmingham. Always remember, you've got this.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.